We're back. I'm gonna cut it for 10 minutes. Desktop 16, 15. So this is just tape. There should be a couple trades here. First, we come down to 55s. I'm going to rewind that a bit. We come down to 55s and I see upticking. The Q looks all right. Buy side, 55.25s. And then what looks like absorption takes place. We sit on the bid. And then it upticks once, twice. I take that as a sign of strength. They pull again. They trade 17, uh, which connotates absorption on the sell side at 55.50, and then 22 trades buy side. And they move it up a tick, and it comes back down. I pull the order. 55.25. We shoot below on sellers, 55 evens and 54.75. There's an aggressive seller now. 11s and 21s. I get out. Tape stops. Sell side dries up at 54.75 and the LVN. And then we see upticking from buyers. 16 trades at 55 even and fair values at 55 even now. It upticks again twice. If I can tick up a third time, yeah, back into the HVM. Now I'm looking for 55.25 or 55 even to trade off of. I flip short here on sellers. They plunge again and I get out for 2 ticks. I get out for 3 ticks because the tape dries up on the sell side. I'm gonna see why I got in. $14 absorbed at 55.50 buy side. The offer shifts lower. 10 absorbed at 55.25 buy side. Sellers step in at 55.25. 8 trades, 10 trades, 2 more contracts. Absorbed. We tick up again. Nothing happens. Buy side. 14 trades. They tick up a second time. 10 more. And then 18 trades sell side. And values shifted to 55.25 now. And it's down ticking. I'm looking for 54.50 even. So value was at 55.25 and now sellers are attacking. Buyers get absorbed and an active seller shows up. Then an active buyer shows up at 54.75. They trade 14s and 19s, 55 even and 54.50. And I get out for 3 ticks. And then I flip long here and scratch for break even. I get out here break even, presumably because I'm scared. I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt here. The sell side dries up. There's a buyer at 55 evens. They fill me. Somebody trades 8 at 54.75. Buy side is still there and we're upticking. Then the queue empties and then it stops buy side. It's at 55.25 now. We move up on sellers being absorbed 55.25 and 11 trades at 55.50. buy side. Now sellers hit it lower at 55.25 with 12, then 14, then 22 and 12. And I get out, but they're still holding 55 evens and they're attacking 55.25. And then they sell. I take a 3-tick loss here in the LVN trying to play reversion. I take 2 3-tick. It was a 4-tick loss. It's a 3-tick loss. I'm behind the large order in the queue at 52.25. And the large order is spoofed, which tells me we're moving lower. You can see the bunch of sellers probably puke, so it's probably buyers. Might be buyers getting out or an active seller. It might be buyers getting out. Anyways, the order spoofs and the market moves in the opposite direction. 33.14. I see 22 buy side kick in and get out. Then the rest of this, I was of the understanding that I lost money early in the morning and made it back later in the day, but I might be wrong. I pull that. And here I'm just sitting and watching tape. We revisit 53.25. They sit on the offer. Then a buyer runs it higher and crosses the LVN. A seller tries to push it down and gets absorbed. We're in the upper edge of the distribution now, playing value. We build out the distribution to the upside, and I try to play a long, a good high opportunity long from 58.75 upwards. Nothing happens. $5.22. Q buy side LVN. So the Q stacks buy side 40, and then it's cut in half. And then it looks like they're baiting sellers, trying to get them to push down, and so they can come against them. I only wrote Q buy side LVN, which doesn't really help. I don't know what I was looking at. Hello, hello, hello. Yep. Okay. 653 back. 7 o'clock. 73.50. They're spoofing at 72. They pull the offer and price shoots lower. 7 o'clock. So tape is kind of fast. They spoof low of day. They spoof high of day. My bad. That's 700. And they come up to 73.25. $73.50. They're holding the bid. 5 gets absorbed, sell side. We move up 10 on 74 even. $73.25. More sellers absorbed here. No action from buyers. Just the queue stuffing. The queue goes to 8, buy side 73.75, then 17. Then they stuff and I take profits. 74. Sellers show their hand on spoof. I have to watch that again. So there's 60 and 34 in the queue. 20 immediately disappears in the queue. On the sell side, what was 34 is now 10, with very little trading in it, sell side. And then there's 55 in the queue at 74 evens. That'll probably disappear as well. They add 28 and then pull it. Then the 28 stays. Then somebody shaves 10 contracts off immediately at 28. 10 trades at 74. It looks like a market order sell from sellers. And then we go from 40 to 14, meaning sellers show their hand again. And when they come down to 73.50, bid side, the 34 doesn't move. I have to watch that again. So 18, 19, it thickens up, 35, 30, and then 30 moves, 73.75 buy side, and then 73.50, the bid sits there at 34, right? We tick down to 34, nothing trades, and the bid doesn't pull. Now on sell side, 74 even, there's 13, and then that ticks up and the 20 gets erased. We have to move back a bit. There's 28, 73.75, 10 disappears. Now watch 74 evens sell side. It goes from 20 to 40 immediately with maybe 10 contracts trading. So they spoof it. And then 74.25 has 39 on it. And that goes from 20, and then it goes from 27, which is fine. So the size gets cut in half. Now we're watching 74.50 where there's a 40 lot on the sell side. They plunge 73. And then we see back ticking. Now the sellers have real demand in the queue now. The orders aren't moving. I can narrate all I want, right? I have to be somewhere in 23 minutes. I'm not going to be able to review the rest of this tonight, most likely. So that was a great example. I have to write that down in the Discord because it was so important. Let me make sure I don't. No. Okay. Watch the Q or spoofs. Is that how you spell strength? $17, $13, review sell side Q pulls near HOD indicating weakness. Move is over the trend. Q stop pulling size. I flipped short on that, and there's 66 spoofed at 74, most likely. We want to see if the orders are real, and then we want to see active participation. More so, I'm interested in if the orders are real. We're seeing down ticking now, aggressive buyers who move the price up a tick, and so I get scared and move it down. Then 21 trades, sell side, 12 gets absorbed. I have to watch the Q again. Let's watch the 40, 38. They replenish a Q and then 38 pulls. And now sellers have them on the run. These and market orders are caught without the support of the limits at 74.50 is what I presume. Then buyers dry up. They show up again. And they start hitting the sellers. 28, and the sellers add at 75.25. Probably going to go lower here because we jumped from 28 to 35 at 75.25 sell side. And they pull 10 contracts again. So I was wrong. Now near high of day, there's a chance the stops could run. 26 gets absorbed. 43. Who's moving size? Buyers add more. Sellers pull. There's aggressive buying now. They're stacking up. 42, 80 on the buy side. That looks spoofed, but it does. They don't seem to care, to be honest. And then they pull the spoof at 75.50 where 80 was. But price still holds, irrespective of the spoof. I try to catch a short here. I would get out of this. Yeah. Because even though the spoofing's 76, and then we trigger buy stops, which is why the tape explodes 4 ticks of just buy contracts, I think. Kind of a cheeky long here. 77 evens. We're upticking. Sellers get absorbed. 41s and 18s. 58 in the Q buy side. We're sitting on 77, upticking. There's buy strength just innately, and sellers showing up who can't hold the trade. Price explodes to the upside. They tag me in on a fast fill, and then there's movement down for the first time in a while. Then 29 trades at 77.75. Buy side. Now sellers attack big time. 77.25, 40 on the ask. They're down ticking lower. That order's real. It's not real. They pull it. So it looks like buyers are going to take it now. 26 trades. And then they get absorbed and sellers throw it lower. 10 trades, 22, 32. Sellers are stuffing the queue now with what looks like real orders. And then a buyer steps in and everything pulls. Let me see. Okay, we came back down to 77 and we couldn't break 77. And I'm watching inside tape now. 14 gets absorbed. And then a buyer shows up. 23 gets absorbed. Tape dries up. 24. The queue thickens up, buy side, and they plunge. I'm just watching. Let me find a trade. There's a battle at 77.50. I catch a long. 14, 15. Buyers are on my side. They uptick and nobody fills the queue. And then they trail behind. So we're back at 77.50. Value switches. We're at 76.75 now. There's a good short opportunity right there at 76.75. And then price goes lower. I think I take a long right here. Yeah, this is a moron long. I have to watch this whole trade now because I put it on. I took another long like this where I lost. I don't know how I pulled this off. Bid at price holding 68.75. 32 absorbed, sell side. Buyers show up inside prints, 25s and 20s. Strong sell side queue. 55, there's a wall right there, then 48. Buyers appear to be weaker here. They sell 22, buyers hit 44. Tape dries up, 34, 12s. And then we come into that wall at 50. We come into that wall 76.75 with 51 on it. Price goes lower. And now I'm reconsidering my actions. Though the floor is 75.75 has been defended pretty well so far. And there's upticking, just connotating aggression from sellers from both sides, passive and active participants. And then big buyers now 27 and 21s between 76 even and 76.25. 20 disappears, 8 trades, 14. They hit the queue again. Still holding 75.75. Can't get up to the queue. Can't get up to the 56 in the queue at 76.75. Still holding 75.75. Just sitting there absorbing sellers. They can't get it lower. I get out for 2 ticks. Big battle there. Still can't hit the 76. My mouse is broken. And they finally hit it, and we go back down to 75, 75. Break above and thicken out the HVM, which is bullish. They hold 76, they lose it, 75.50. Pushing lower now. They hold it. VPOC of the day shifts, which connotates price moving higher. And then they thicken this out. I play the flip at 75, 75 and pay with my life. Well, I only lost 2 ticks. I I typed my stop loss because I'm scared. That's only why. I should really just focus on watching flow. Oh, I think this is where I just die 1,000 deaths from paper cuts. Pull the 1. I hit short 1 and they uptick against me. I flip long. Price rallies and a seller steps in. Top was just too tight. They hold 75.50 and sell off that. We're traversing the LVN now, probably down to 69 evens. 71 loses. That was the floor. Now we're below it. There would be a short opportunity right there. And then 69.25. We thicken that out. And then I go short at 78. Price sits there and starts backticking. They fill me. There's a spoof. It's 72.75. It's 72 even, buy side 54. The stop should be moved back, and the target should be moved as well. I can scratch if I want to because I'm positioned outside for a breakout. I'm positioned in the center of the HVN, which is good because price moves slower through those areas. So I have time to get out if I want to. Typically, the spoof disappears and price doesn't shoot lower, which tells me it's time to scratch. Moreover, somebody stacks 30 after a spoof when they stack the queue in the opposite direction. It typically doesn't bode well. Now I'm looking for a tick, and we start seeing upticking on the buy side, 21 and 26. So it's not looking good, and they let me out. They let me out and sell lower. $70.50 down tick. Price holds. Good indicator. Buyers 25. They fill me on something very slippery, and then they sell it off immediately and they jump higher. That was somebody exiting their position, most likely. And this is 74. 130, 130.06, 130 at 30.06. I trade. Because 74 evens. We come up here, 74, immediate upticking. Sellers try to downtick and are absorbed. We're upticking 74 into the LVN now. Really not much on the thin spots. And this is a breakout into the LVN out of the HVN, which is good because price moves slower. It's not the best LVN trade, but LVN, low volume node, down to VPOC, and it looks like I just sit on my hands for the rest of the session. Now I'm playing reversion back into the HVN. It looks like I get out here. Oh, the book thins out. It's 8:28. That's why there's news. There's news in 2 minutes, and that's why the book is so thin. And so I get out. This just jumps. Market too fast. I think I take a loss for no reason here. Okay. Now, tomorrow, we're going to trade less and watch more. So 2 setups. Let's say the profile looks like this. And price is either doing this. You know what? Forget the diagram. Tomorrow we okay.